Hello, everyone. Welcome again. Thank you for sticking with me thus far in the series Setting Up a Complete Kubernetes Home Lab. We've done pretty much most of this, and this will be the last or the second to the last video. And here we'll be setting up the monitoring stack and Argo CD. So we'll see if we can get this done in one video or split it into two videos. So we'll be setting up Loki for log storage and aggregation. We'll set up Prometheus and Grafana. Grafana will be for visualization. And from Prometheus, we'll get the cluster metrics and some other metrics. So let's just jump right into it. So this is the Helm repo for the Loki stack. And so what I will do is I'll copy that, add that into my local Helm repositories, and I'll cd into Helm values, and I'll do Helm show values and show values Grafana Loki and Loki stack, and let's pipe that into Loki values.yaml, and I'm missing the high and also missing the Helm. So let's see what that looks like. And so if we cat Loki values, so we have a bunch of stuff. So I'll pretty much just edit a few things in this default values.yaml. So I'll use Vim, and yes, so let's start. Let's take a look at, so this is Loki is enabled, and then it's set by default to be the data source. It's Prometheus. We're not using Fluent Bits. So Grafana, we definitely want Grafana. So I'll edit that and set it to true. And we also want Prometheus. So I just want the stack to provision everything for us in one go. And I think that's pretty much all that I will edit. And I can save that. And I'll create a namespace, and I'll call it monitoring, and I'll switch to that namespace. And so I'll go ahead and install the stack with the values file that we have, which is Loki values.yaml, and that will install Loki, Prometheus, and Grafana. So let's get pods and see what we have. So we can see that Loki is being created, Grafana is being created, Prometheus, and Prometheus. So Prometheus would be a daemon set that would run on all the nodes in the cluster, and in this case we only have one. So let's see. So we have Loki running, we have the kubestate metrics running, we have Prometheus running. We're waiting for Grafana. We'll just check that once more, and seems we have almost everything. Okay, apart from alert manager. Okay, Loki is also not fully ready, so let's just wait and see. Let's just describe describe pod Loki 0, and yep, I think it's just doing its thing. So let's just give it some more time, and let's get get daemon sets, so we can see that the node exporter is run as a daemon set. Likewise, the Prometheus, Loki Prometheus, if we get state full sets, the alert manager and Loki is run as stateful sets. And if we get deployments, Grafana and the others are run as deployments. So if I get pods again, now everybody's happy. So let's look at the services. We can see that there is the service for Prometheus. So we're really mostly concerned about Grafana. So I'll edit Grafana, and instead of it being a cluster IP, I'll make it a load balancer so that Metal LP can expose that to us. We could as well do this using the Ingress Nginx, but I'll just use this a service type of load balancer since we have a bunch of IP addresses to play around with. So what I would do is edit service Loki Grafana, and I'll switch it from being a cluster IP to the type load balancer so that it becomes accessible on our local area network. Balancer. And so let's get service again. And now we see that Grafana has an external IP. So let's grab that external IP and visit that URL. And here we have Grafana. I know that the default username is admin, but then we need to get the default password. I'll just use K9S for that because it's just easier. And I'll go to the secrets and Grafana. So this is the password. So I'll paste that in there and log in. I can change this later. So let's just go and go to explore, and you can see that Loki is set to be our default data source in Grafana. So let's see if we can get metrics from the application that we deployed in the previous series. So let's go and pick app, and let's check the values available to us. So we have demo app, we have the training app. So if I pick that, and let's run the query. So let's see, run the query again. No logs found yet. Okay, so let's see. Let's just go for let's see, order of pod, and what pods do we have? We can pretty much see all of our pods now. So if we go to and we run the query, so for some reason the logs ain't coming into that, but at least we can see our application. Let's check other application, and then we will see. So let's look at let's still look at another pod and see if those ones are sending metrics. So for instance, let's look at the database, and yes, from that we can see logs coming in from our database that we set up. Let's try the NFS storage provisioner. We can see logs from that as well. And if we go back to our application and we run the query, so let's just double check and be sure that everything is fine with the application. And in the NS, let's check pods, and we're going to, okay, actually, let's see if we can generate some logs on the application. So I think it's running on 192.168.1.2 and then on ELF. So let's just do a couple of this, and we can even go ahead and load test it again, actually, just like we did in the last video. Just load test it again, and I just want to see if that would trigger it to generate some more metrics. So let's go to app, and let's pick the training app, and let's just switch this back to like 5 minutes, and now we can see logs coming in from our application. So we have Grafana set up, and you can play around with pretty much a lot of metrics and dashboards and all of those things. And we also have Prometheus as a data source, so we can also get metrics and logs from that. So this is going to be a short one. In the last video, we'll do like a conclusion. We'll set up Argo CD, and I would have created a couple of dashboards for Grafana dashboards to monitor the Kubernetes metrics and the cluster and the nodes and all of that. And we would wrap it up in the next one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.